to places where you are meant to see yourself in bigger version so that you can release what God has put in you to fulfill it. If you are a teacher, see yourself owning a school. If you are a preacher, see yourself leading your generation. If you are in politics, see yourself ruling this country. Don't say, oh, the part of the country where I come from will never be president. Somebody has become president from Otueke. You forget about the limitation. Focus on the possibility. Focus. He says, as thou knowest not how the bones are formed in the womb of her that is with child. He says, so also knowest not thou the ways of the spirit. A man has been carried from prison and made prime minister. Do you know how many senators were fighting to be prime minister? Do you know how many were bribing? Do you know how many were doing politics? This guy was in prison for 14 years, but he knew God was taking him somewhere. Because when his brothers met him, he said, you meant it for evil, God meant it for good. He sent me ahead of you. So when he was in prison, he was telling himself, one day God will show up. This is not my end. God is sending me to preserve a generation. He didn't say my family, a generation. How can somebody in prison be seeing himself as the preserver of a generation? You will think his prayer point there is, Lord, take me out of this prison. That would have been the lowest prayer in the man's heart. His prayer is, I must preserve a generation. And he was talking as a prisoner. And he was there for 14 years. He never gave up. You have been in problem for 2 months and you say, I'm finished. It shows how narrow you are. That's why I tell you, we don't finish. No matter what the devil does. If the devil attacks me, I say the magnitude of my warfare is a sign of my manifestation. We don't finish. Finish where? Do you know how many nations we have to affect? What have we done? And that's why people like us, we never stop and say, you have done well. We have not started. Joshua conquered 31 kingdoms. He wanted to applaud himself. God said, listen, see the land before you. You didn't see well. This thing you have done is nothing. You are the one applauding so fast. You have not done anything. There are 195 nations in the world. You went to 10. You say you are well traveled. Travel to where? You went to your backyard. You have not seen anything. God wants to take you across the length and the breadth of the world. Not just as a tourist, but as a witness. Making impact regardless of race, tribe, or creed. But you must see. What are you seeing? You must train yourself to see.